I'm going to talk today a little bit about Venus in Aries and what this transit is going to feel like and bring up for us. So Venus is currently in Aries from today, March 1st, until March 27th. Venus is the planet of love, abundance, art, sex, relationships, and money. So when it is in Aries, it's very passionate, it's very motivated, it's very inspired, it's very driven, it's very excited, and it's also very horny. So with this, really being careful. Venus retrogrades are a time where people will often think about their exes. And because there's this excess of physical energy, sexual energy with Aries and Mars ruling Aries, your body might be wanting to do something that you know in your heart and your mind you shouldn't be doing. So do not message your ex. There's a reason why you moved on. So really looking at like how those patterns actually play out for you and that kind of temptation that might come up. I'm not saying this is for everyone. It might just be that you thinking about an old habit that you used to do. Maybe it's a spending habit. You used to spend money on a lot of things and now you're kind of like, oh, I was over there. And then you start buying and subscribing onto all these things that maybe you don't actually need. So yeah, really going with the head, Aries. There's a tendency to just be very impulsive here with this transit. And that leads me to the next point. Impulsive with money, specifically because Venus rules money and Aries likes to spend. It likes to treat itself. It likes to treat its loved ones. So really watching what you're spending your money on. Not signing any huge contracts during this time or making big plans too far ahead into the future. Because it's a retrograde, things will change. It's a time to kind of reevaluate. Another thing with Venus in Aries is that it wants to achieve a lot in a short period of time. That might mean that you're moving at a quicker pace than your partner is and you're wanting to plan the next holiday and they're kind of like, well, I'm not really in that space right now. Being respectful of other people's pace as well is important. Another thing about this transit is being careful that you're not overdoing it physically and burning yourself out, whether that's through exercise or work and commitments. Aries likes to move fast, so be careful. Make sure your shoelaces are tied. Make sure you've put your seatbelt on. All of these kinds of things. Another thing with Venus in Aries is that you will probably feel more expressive than usual. So that might just mean in your body, physically feeling good, wanting to work out more, wanting to dance in your room, listen to your old favorite tunes. All these kind of things can come up with Venus in Aries. You might start a new sport that you really enjoy or start going running and find a lot of freedom and liberation in these things. And it might just feel like we all need to be moving our bodies more before we're able to really sit down and focus or to help break up our day. Another thing with Venus and Aries is we will feel called to reevaluate areas of freedom, independence, desires, and the bigger picture. So Aries, like all fire signs, really values its independence and its freedom. And if you have felt like you are overgiving or you're not receiving as much back in return, then this will probably become quite clear during this time within your relationships, especially romantic ones, but also at work and with family. So really be mindful of how you can express to other people when you need space or maybe you need to set some boundaries and doing it with compassion, but still making sure you're heard. And also it might just kind of make you think of the bigger picture. But like I say, don't act too quickly on the bigger picture because this is a time period where things are a little bit in flux. So anything can change. The tarot card I pulled for this transit is the Eight of Swords. This is restless energy. This is the energy of feeling powerless. And this is coming up because Venus is retrograde in Aries. Aries does not like retrograde energy. It's ruled by Mars. It wants to be going after what it wants and achieving things and getting shit done. So retrogrades, they block that. They make things slow down and stop and come to a halt. So that's why the Eight of Swords can feel really restrictive. It can feel confused. This person has blindfold on because they can't see that this halt in time is actually going to benefit them in the future. You might not be able to see it now, but just trust that the universe has a better plan for you.